Hey guys, Lethal Leslie here, and today I want to talk about the upcoming DLC for Days Gone. So if you didn't know already, we are getting DLC next month, which I'm very excited about. So I'm just going to go through what I'm getting, what I think about it, and also a few other things that I'd like to see come to the game. So I'm going to make sure there's some sick B-roll over it so you guys can enjoy the video, some entertainment in the background. Look out for the clip where there's 4 cougars, that was just mental. Let's get into it anyway. Let's talk about the DLC. So if you don't know already, there is DLC coming, and there's 2 sets of DLC being confirmed. Survival mode, which is a harder mode again than hard mode. So you got easy, normal, hard, and then survival. So we'll talk a bit about that. And then we have weekly challenges coming, which sound pretty sweet as well. Weekly challenges on a single player game, that sounds nuts. So let's start off with the survival mode. There's 4 things we know already. So there's going to be no fast travel. So you're going to have to ride around on your bike everywhere, which is definitely going to be game changing, because there are some missions where you have to go right across the map. And don't forget, this is going to be a more dangerous world than the normal and hard mode. So getting across, you're going to have to make sure you're collecting that fuel. There may be stuff like cuts to fuel. We don't know all the things that are going to be harder in it yet. So definitely that's going to make the game a lot longer, for one, but also a lot harder, because, out in the open world can be tough. Especially if you're running low on fuel and you need to fill up at a pump or something. So next thing we know about the survival mode is there's going to be no survival vision. That's going to be mental, really, if you think about it. You can't see any of the crafting materials, so you've really got to look for the crafting materials. You're going to have to walk up to everywhere, like use your eyes basically to try and see it, because we all use that vision just to see where those little triangles are. We go straight up to the triangle and we pick up what we need. So that's going to, again, just add so much time to the game. If you're looking to take down a big horde, you're going to have to go out. It's going to be like a mission of its own, going out, collecting all the scrap, collecting all the survival materials, putting them together, putting together bombs and, Molotovs and all that kind of stuff, then taking on the horde. Then the horde will probably destroy you. I'm looking forward to doing challenges on this survival horde. I think it's going to get so tough. It's going to be interesting to see for sure. So that's going to really add more difficulty to the game, because it's kind of like a quality of life change, if anything. Like, it's very quality of life being able to just see where all the items are. And it is really for the hardcores, the fact that that's not going to be available anymore. So the third and fourth thing really here actually are like no indicators for where missions. I don't know how that's going to work or what they mean by that. I think they'll be on your main map when you open it up, but there's going to be no mini map down in the corner, or a very limited hub section of stuff that you see on your screen, which is usually what you get from a survival mode. So that is going to be madness. Imagine having no mini map. If you're anything like me, I'm driving around using my mini map to turn corners. Sometimes I'm not even looking at the screen. The amount of times when I'm looking at the screen driving and I drive into a dead end, I'm like, oh, this isn't the road. I look at the mini map, I see it turns off to the left or turns off to the right onto a dirt track lane or something like that. Because Days Gone always goes onto these dirt track lanes off the main road, because the main roads have always been blocked or, destroyed in general kind of thing. So that's a huge quality of life change, and that is going to definitely result in having to be a lot more focused on where you're driving. It's going to be such a focus mode, which I'm very interested in playing, to be honest. I'm thinking of doing a condensed walkthrough on the channel, something like maybe 20-minute videos, but maybe it'll be 2 hours of gameplay for me playing, and then I'll condense it down to the best bits or something like that. I definitely know I want to play it. I want that challenge. And that's basically all we know that's going to be different. But also, obviously, I'm playing through a hardcore game mode now, so a hard mode, and I've already done the normal mode. And hard is already so much harder, and what I mean by that is, like, it takes maybe 5-6 shots to kill someone with a melee. Sometimes it's only 2 or 3, depending on your melee. Obviously, it's all about the quality of them, but it's usually 2 or 3 minimum. Same goes for shooting people. If you're not getting headshots, you're wasting maybe 6, 7, 8 bullets, and you're also getting limited bullets back in comparison to what you get on the normal game mode. So I imagine that stuff will even be harder on the survival mode, to the point where maybe you're opening up the back of a police car and you're getting something like 6 bullets or something out of it, which again will just, ammo needs to feel extremely scarce. You need to use it well. Stealth is going to be a huge thing. I'm already stealthing a lot more on the hard mode than what I was on normal. So survival, I think you're going to have to become a ninja to even get through it, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to it in general, the survival mode. What do you guys think about it? Let me know if you're going to go ahead and complete it on survival mode. It is probably one for the hardcores, but yeah, I'm definitely going to get it done myself. And let's move on to the weekly challenges next then. And there are 3 different types of weekly challenges that we know about. We got the bike challenges, whatever they may be. I assume they may be chasing someone else down on a bike, shooting them, taking them off, something like that. Bike challenges, I imagine it'd be something along those lines. Horde challenges and combat challenges. So Horde challenges, that's the one that really excites me. I hope we have the Sawmill Horde, which is the biggest horde on the game. We had to fight that in a mission, so it's actually mission-based. Kind of really sucks, because if I could have saved one horde, that would be the horde I chose to save. Like, I would have saved that horde to last, and then I would reload and fight that horde in different ways, using different methods. But unfortunately, we don't have a chance to do that because it is mission-based, and if you want to get on with the mission, you have to kill that horde. So hopefully, we're going to get some other huge hordes of that caliber and that size in the game as a challenge. These are going to be coming every week, which is just great as well. One new challenge every week. I've never seen this in a single-player game where they've given it this much support week in, week out. So that's going to be really exciting. And yeah, combat challenges are the other ones that sound really good. Maybe huge camps, maybe, you know, I think it's 20 the most in an ambush camp at the moment. It'd be nice to see something like 50, you know what I mean? And maybe the challenge is to do it stealthy, 50 stealthy or something like that. That's a challenge that you could spend a lot of time churning through. I want hardcore challenges, I'm not going to lie. I like the game, I really enjoy the game. I want them to bring out some hardcore stuff. And like I said, I was just going to talk about a few quality of life things at the end of the vid. A few things I'd like to see. And the main one is a kind of respawning system in the world. I know I've had a few comments of people saying they wish they could reset the hordes and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that would be a good addition to it. But I would prefer something a little bit different where the open world is always evolving as it is. In these open world games, that's the kind of what they're aiming for. So I've got three things here. The hordes, the nest, and the ambush camps. What I would love is if you cleared the complete lot out. So there's no hordes, no nest, and no ambush camps. It's all left on your map. Okay, that's job done. You've completed it, well done. But once you've completed all the hordes just start appearing in certain places. You don't know where they are. You don't know where they're building up again, these hordes. But you might run into them one day. And then when you run into them, yes, they can be marked on your map then. But until you run into them, they won't be marked on your map. And obviously, you'll still have unlocked everything for completing the missions. But you're going to have random hordes popping up. Nests, another thing. Nests just popping up. You're driving through an area that you've cleared out. And you haven't been there in ages. Maybe a nest has developed there. Now there's a nest, maybe 3 or 4 nests that you got to take out. The longer you leave it, maybe the longer you don't go to an area, maybe the nests can get up to 6 to 8 nests in a certain area. And the same for ambush camps. You know what, camps build in different parts of the maps that you haven't been to. You know, marauders and all that, they get another camp going. And, you know, you got to take those camps down again. Nothing too big. It's just one of those things that you just nice to bump into as you're going through the game, as you've completed it. Maybe doing some of these weekly challenges, you bump into a few more camps or nests, and it gives you something else to do and enjoy along the way. Another thing I'd like to see, which I did see someone comment as well, is a few friendlies out in the world. People you bump into that maybe have like a little mission or a little something to do. They need help. Maybe you chuck them on the back of your bike and you take them somewhere, help them out. Just people, like a few friendlies out in the world that you can actually work and talk to. And obviously the third and final thing I'm going to talk about that I'd love to see in the DLC, which I doubt we're going to get this early, guys. I do doubt we're going to get it in this first DLC update, and I'm almost certain we're not, to be honest with you, would be obviously the storyline. I want to see the storyline develop. I'm very invested in the storyline in the game, and I want to see where the storyline goes. So I'm hoping, I really am hoping, that that's not going to be too long before we get to develop the story and see what the next step is. But I'm willing to wait if we have to. I'm definitely going to play it when it comes out, regardless. So that's my little talk about the DLC, guys. Let me know what you think about the DLC and all the talk coming up. We're getting this next month as well at some point, so it's very soon. It's not going to be long at all. Not a long wait. Are you guys going to play the survival mode? Are you excited about the weekly challenges? And what other DLC would you like to see come to the game? I'm going to leave the video there. If you liked the video, like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, as always. And take it easy.